What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Rewind that. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one and when I go live like I am now. And if you're catching the replay, I'm not live anymore, guys, by the time you see this, but I hope you enjoy it. And it comes at the perfect time while you're at work or cleaning the kitchen or doing whatever, so you could just listen and all that good stuff. We're talking about The Shy tonight, season 6, episode number 4. That is called The Re-Up, guys, okay? Let's get into this. First of all, actually, no, I don't want to get into this yet. I want to say something about what I said last week. There was a question of me asking, does Nuck know? Nuck has to know who deleted. He has to know that Duda deleted Q and all this. I wasn't really remembering anything. And so, as you guys, some of you have seen with my little the video that I put out with Darnell, I was talking about how it might have been foreshadowing, but it's probably not. We don't know, right? But it was just me just putting something out there. Okay. So during this time, I actually ran across, it was in the same episode, I believe, where I'm seeing Nuck telling freaking Duda to delete Daggone Q. And I'm like, oh snap. So yes, he does know my mistake, guys. There's a lot of stuff that I have totally forgotten when it comes to The Shy. Some things I remember and some things like I just totally forgot. Okay. Now, the whole situation with Duda still being around, and I was saying, not Shy, what is the other city council? Didn't Trig tell him to leave town or it's gonna be an issue? He left town like 2 seasons ago. Then he comes back, okay, and he stirred up some more trouble. And Trig did drop the video. He did drop the video. And all that happened was Duda said he has to lay low. And I'm just like, what is this? What is this? So it didn't even make sense. Like the whole point of holding the video over Duda's head and all this stuff, it didn't do nothing. It should have automatically, implicated him. Automatically, it should have, um, you know, made him a criminal and made him be get arrested and all that. Like, I'm sorry, I almost feel like I can't even get my words together. What's up, LSW and Just Me B and Nia Lee and Alex Heron Jr. and Renee Hicks? Thank you so much for being here, guys. All right, so those are a few things that I wanted to clear up. My main question is though, how is Rob gonna find out who deleted his uncle, right? Now, as we saw from this episode, like, we also have to remember that not only did, what is his name, Nuck know about this guy getting deleted Q, but Trig was an accomplice as well. He didn't want to be an accomplice, but he is. So does that mean some of the wrath of Rob is gonna fall on Trig as well? You know what I'm saying? Or I think I said this last week, is Nuck gonna wind up owing Rob, and in order to pay him back, he has to deliver Duda. We're going to talk more, guys. I have some things to say about that. I know I've been saying that I think that taking down Duda is going to be like a group effort, you know what I'm saying? Because so many people do not like him. You know, they're going to get rid of him like they got rid of Alonzo, even though Duda is not a cop, but it's going to be on some, remember the original Gangsters, how like the residents and everything had to fight all the gangbangers and stuff like that have taken over their neighborhood. I think it's going to be something like that. I might be wrong, but sometimes I get tired of predicting The Shy because I feel like it doesn't work out, you know? Anyway, guys, are you guys ready? It's been 4 minutes, almost 5. Let's get into the episode, okay? Now, the episode is called The Re-Up, as I said. What's up, Donna Thompson and Candy Love? All right. So we got I think her name is Jill Marie Scott, right? So she's from Girlfriend. Anyway, Listen, I'm happy to see that it don't look like she got any work done, okay? Like, still looking the same. She still got her nice plumpy lips. She still looks like she has the same nose that she had on Girlfriends. And so I'm very happy to see that she looks the same. But her name is Bianca on here, guys, and this is Duda's new little boo thing. Clearly, she's not new, all right? Because when Roz came in and interrupted their little playtime in the shower, she knew exactly who she was. She's like, Bianca. And Bianca was like, Roz. Okay, so they all be knowing each other and all that stuff, right? Just me be it's Tony. Okay, guys. So, like I said, he has some fun in the shower with a chick named Bianca, right? And Roz comes in and interrupts and tells Duda that they need to talk. So later on, we find out that Roz tells Duda that OQ was working with the freaking feds. And I'm just like, oh my freaking goodness. Okay. So Q was an informant, guys, for the FBI. And, Roz is telling him that right now they don't have anything big on him. But if they find out that he deleted Q, he can go to jail for life. Of course, right? We know that. But finally, like, we need somebody to do something. Okay. Now, let's see what else. Okay. Hey, Juan. All right. Now, guys, let's go to the next scene. Okay. So now Emmett has Shad and Trig over, and he's still going crazy looking for the strap, aka the gift, right? He says to Shad, "You feel something hard under the cushion?" And Shad was like, "Yo, first of all, pause." I was laughing at that part, guys, right? He says, "Pause, and you need to chill out, okay?" And Trig chimed in and he was like, "Yeah, you're acting real paranoid right now, okay?" So later, the guys start talking a bit and they're having some real talk. And Shad tells them that he's always dreamed of what life would be like when he got out of prison. And now that he's out, he just feels like his life is closing in on him. So Trig asks Emmett and Shad if they've ever tried therapy. And Shad says that Jesus is his therapy. Okay. And I was like, amen. And Emmett said, amen. Okay. So, but Trig was being serious, so Shad had to let him know that, he's not with the therapy thing, plus he doesn't like strangers all up in his daggone business, which is understandable, right? I'm sorry, guys, we're getting ready for a party tomorrow, so you might hear some noise going on in the background. Okay, so now Shad is saying he doesn't want people in his business, right? So Trig suggests that they just get together like this more often, right? How about if it's just with us? We don't have to worry about people being in our business or nothing like that. But how about if it's just with us, like we do, instead of getting drinks and everything and smoking and stuff, we can talk, right? And so before Trig leaves, he invites them to come down to the Rock Center tomorrow to finish the conversation. And of course, I'm always here for things like this where men get together and talk. And of course, we'll go over that when we get to that scene as well. All right, guys. So, I can't forget that in this episode, everybody is smoking weed. Okay. And everybody is hitting up Tiff because she clearly provides for everyone. And so this is what happens. Like today is 420 and it's some type of holiday where all of the bud heads smoke marijuana. Okay. And let me see. So we see in this picture right here that Nuck is, showing, what is this little boy saying, Bakari, the ropes. And not to say that, but this is the first time Bakari is smoking or whatever, but it does seem like he's kind of showing him a little something, okay? Now, in this scene, I just wanted to point it out. I don't know if it means anything, but Nuck tells Bakari that he better pay him back. That's not, he didn't say it in an ominous way or nothing like that, but I don't know how things will tie into nothing. He's saying like, you better pay me back. And Bakari says, I'm good for it. So I don't know, guys. That might just be a little side situation, side little conversation. It might not mean anything, but we just hope that this kid has money when he needs money, right? if he gets in trouble with Duda and Duda cuts him off without deleting him, and he don't got any money anymore, how is Nuck gonna act towards him when it's time to owe him? You know what I'm saying? I could be looking in too deep, but who freaking knows, you know? What's up, Moochie Scoochie? Okay. So let's see what's next, guys. So I was so disappointed when I saw Shad under the hood. We get to the chop shop, right, guys? Shad done broke down, honey. He finally folded and decided to work at the chop shop, right? But when Duda gives him like buku bread, guys, I mean, it was a lot. And Shad definitely saw that, obviously, right? And so um he Duda tells Shad that there's more where that came from, and Shad tells Duda that he knows exactly where it came from, which is why this was it was a one-time thing. Okay, so Shad leaves, and Duda looks at Bakari, and we could see that Duda is pissed. Like, you know what, little ninja? So I don't know how that's gonna go, but clearly Bakari is trying to, show himself or prove himself to Duda and bring some folks to the table. And clearly it don't seem to be working out, and that's just gonna piss Duda off. So you could see the discomfort on on Bakari's face during this moment. Okay. So then Nuck calls Duda over. He's like, boss, and then he shows him what's going on. Okay. And he shows him that it's a bunch of heavy artillery, guys, that was not picked up by one of their clients. Okay. And Duda freaks out and tells Nuck to get rid of it because it can't be anywhere near him. So when Duda leaves, Nuck asks Bakari if he knew anyone who would hold it for them. And I'm just like, why are they asking Bakari? And this is not this is Nuck asking Bakari. And I'm like, who the heck is Bakari gonna get? My first thought was, I hope he does not bring that into Papa's house. Like, please don't do that to the people that took you in. Okay. So I was just so freaking annoyed I was annoyed with Bakari in this episode, guys. Okay. And I'm gonna speak on it a little more when we get further into the episode. But I was very annoyed with him. Okay. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. My daughter's acting real out of hand as if she doesn't know I'm live. All right, guys. So yeah, Bakari's gonna have to find a place for these hammers, as Mucci said. All right, guys. So next, we have Dre's ex-fiance. Now, I thought this was just Dre's little fiance. I'm sorry, not fiance, little ex. But did y'all peep the romantic kind of music that they was playing when Dre saw her there? I'm like, is this supposed to be like somebody that she's attracted to? What is going on? But of course, as you hear it, this is her ex-fiance, as you hear the conversation, right? So it looks like she's going to be working very closely with Dre, all right, at the Rock Center. Her name is Monica, and I think she's got Tracy hired her for 2 times a week and stuff like that. Listen, guys, we will see where this goes. Right from the conversation, we hear that Dre was hurt from their breakup. Okay, the person who broke up, the one who ended the relationship, was Monica, and Dre was very hurt by it. Okay, and so like I said, we'll see where this goes. I'm thinking maybe there will be like some type of get back from what Nina did to Dre. Even though Dre denied going out for coffee with this chick Monica, we don't know what's going to happen because of the fact that she's constantly going to be in Dre's face. All right. So I don't know. I don't want them to go that route. Like, I know that Nina played herself, but I just don't want them to go that route. But obviously, to me, it's obvious that it's going to get there because why is she here? You know what I'm saying? Why all of a sudden do we need to insert a character that used to not just go with her, was engaged to Dre, who is married now? Okay. And did y'all hear the conversation about how she was like, oh, so because Dre showed a picture of her, her wife, and the girl, Monica was like, oh, so your wife doesn't look like your type. I feel like she's, you had a type. I always thought you had a type. And so Dre was like, well, my type kept breaking my heart. So I'm like, oh, that's not really doesn't really compliment Nina though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna stop dealing with my type because my type breaks my heart. That sounds like you downgraded in my opinion, you know. But I think Nina's a good looking lady. So I don't really know what her type is supposed to be, guys. What is she talking about? You know what I mean? Like that would have been nice for them to elaborate, but I don't know. Anywho, so let's see what else, guys. Okay, she didn't go for coffee, honey, but that time she didn't. We're gonna see what's gonna happen the next time. Yeah, exactly. That means she's settling. It's like settling, downgrading. To me, it's all the same. You know what I mean? All the same. She looks better than her. I hope Dre doesn't mess with this woman. Yeah, me too. Mm-mm-mm. This the season of the exes. Huh? Ain't it always? Ain't it always? My goodness gracious, child. All right, guys, let's move the freak on. I don't have a picture for this, but here's what's going on. Fatima is sitting with her friends, and one of her friends is for being independent, and the other one is not. Okay. The one that's not for her being independent, her name is Isis. And I did notice that she was saying, Fatima is my daughter. So I'm going to look out for her, whatever she was saying. She was saying that Fatima's her daughter. I don't understand what that means. I don't know if that means that she's mentoring her, or is there something in the community that, when somebody makes a transition, they have like a mentor mother or whatever. I don't know. I didn't understand why she was saying Fatima was her daughter. I don't get it, but we're going to leave that alone. The whole point is they gave Fatima a lot of shine this episode with her friends. Okay. Yeah. Drag mother, I guess. Okay. There you go. Okay. So, Isis thinks that there's nothing wrong with Fatima having a man who is going to take care of her. But the other friend was like, yeah, but you don't know if he's gonna, you don't know if he's gonna flip flop or anything like that. So it is smart to have your own, which I think is smart. I don't think Isis was given the best. If Isis is supposed to be the mother, she wasn't given the best advice, guys. Okay, you need to have your own. I am sorry. Have your own. Always have that stash. Okay, Dumke. I do too, Cinder. I do too. I miss Imani. I meant to say that last week, but I really do. Not really feeling Fatima. I don't think I ever have. I liked Imani's storyline way better. Her being sensitive to, the women in the trap house and all of that. I just like the storyline way better. I'm not really feeling Fatima. It's kind of whack the deal. So anyway, Fatima also took too long when the ladies asked if she trusts Trig, all right, or trust Victor. She said she just took a long time to say yes. That's all I know. All right, guys. So let's get on with it. All right, so next, guys, we got Gemma. She's acting all stank with Maisha just because her dad told her that she's going to college if she doesn't get her stuff together, because she's running out of freaking money, guys. Okay, she's running out of money, and so her dad is saying, well, you guys, till you finish school to get your stuff together, or you're going to college. I'm sorry. And she's all, college is a scam. You know how she is. College is a scam. Really? Okay, well, he said, I'd rather be scammed, my daughter be educated and making money. How about that? Then out here just jobless? Just what are you doing? She's doing nothing. She's not making any freaking money. Anywho, yeah, Moochie, she made me sick too. She acting real stink. She's starting to act really, really stink. Like her attitude is changing so much. And I already made this point from last season. She had like this total character transformation from when she was with Kevin to now that she's with Jake. Her hair is different. She dressed different. When she was with Kevin, she dressed like she was a 70s revolutionary. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, she's got the weaves, and she was a natural chick when she was with Kevin. Now she got the weaves and the wigs and the lashes and the this and the that. And, I'm just like, okay, And I don't remember her smoking weed. So now, she's doing all of that, honey. And cursing more. So, I guess she figured, she trying to be like a little around the way girl because she's with a little around the way boy. She with a little hood ninja. So now she wants to play the part, even though she doesn't freaking know what the heck. I don't know. I can't even get into this girl. She does get on my nerves. I don't think I've. What's up, Demarcus? Mm-mm-mm. All right, so let me see. Okay, so listen. Like I said, she has an attitude. She's taking her anger out and her frustration out on Maisha. Maisha's in the booth. She ain't doing that great. Okay, according to one of the producers. Okay, and because he didn't seem to be impressed. All right. And so this causes Gemma to lash out at Maisha as they were leaving. She tells Maisha that they need something iconic and they don't have time to be playing around because she's like, get your stuff together, like find your voice and all that before we get into the studio. You know what I mean? And so Maisha was like, I'm trying, or I'm working on it. And she says, well, work harder, right? And so Maisha was like, listen, I don't mind going to college if my rap career doesn't work out. I've always had that as the second plan, which I love that about Maisha, right? And then she tells Gemma that if you don't believe in me, just say it and stop coming at me, right? Because um Gemma was like, well, I'm not like I didn't say I didn't believe in you. And that's when Maisha was like, when it stopped coming at me. And I'm glad that Maisha kind of like put her in her place a little bit because it's like, girl, like who do you think you're talking to? And then the part that pissed me off is here we go again. Cause I think was it last week's episode or the week before when she was saying stuff like when it was like during the time when she was like, getting all her stuff together for the show when she was going to be the opening act. She was like, well, none of this stuff would have went down if it wasn't for me. You would have had this, that, and the third, like, would have been a hot mess and everything. And Maisha was humble about it, right? But this time, Gemma was like, you wouldn't be doing half the stuff now if it wasn't for me. And Maisha was like, well, we're not doing much. And I was like, thank you, Maisha. Not doing much. And that's when Gemma was like, well, you gotta crawl before we walk. And Maisha said, how long we gonna be crawling? Come on now. How long we gonna be crawling? Now look, I understand this takes a lot of time. I've seen people work years and years and years and years on their music and get nowhere. All right. So these kids are trying to blow up. I mean, nowadays it's probably way easier because you have social media networks and stuff like that. So it's way easy. You could blow up on TikTok. Okay. Like my kids threw a party with these kids that are like big on TikTok and they flooded that party out and the kids was up in there like they was some. I mean, I was like, whoa. And I didn't know none of the songs. And I said, where are these kids from? Like their songs are not on the radio. No, but they're on TikTok blowing up. So it's a whole, like, it's just a whole different type of thing with this generation, guys. So with them, they can get there faster than it was with us back in the day, right? Okay, let me see what you guys are talking about. What's up, Eric Iverson? Gemma will have an issue with Maisha for dating Kevin, even though Gemma cheated with Kevin. Yep, we're gonna get there. Gemma is still rebellious. She just have a few fights, but this fight is ridiculous. Yeah, it's really, really ridiculous. What's up, VKJ? Gemma needs to just go to college and focus on being a manager after. That's right, after she graduates, because she's actually good at it and will be able to learn more. Thank you very much. It's really, really perfect, honestly, because the funny thing about it is a lot of like actors and people that are managers or like agents, they went to college first and because of that, that pretty much opened the door for them. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. It pretty much opened the door for them. So I really think that she needs to go to college. She just, now it's like she should know what her major should be, right? What she should go to college for. She needs all of that. She has the natural gift, but she needs the education to go behind it. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, all right, guys, I think we are finito with that. Let's move on to this cute little date with Papa. and Kenya. All right. We're not going to spend too much time here, but they went bowling. We found out Papa been bowling since he was like 6 and all that. So he was showing off, hitting them strikes and stuff. She was hitting the gutter balls. He was over there in the back of her trying to steer her ball right so she can get a strike. And she did get a strike. And then all of a sudden, her song comes on, Sweet Love. I said, okay, this is so cute. I like the fact that, she's over here, the pot calling the kettle black, right? By saying Papa has an old soul, but yet she loves Anita Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you pretty much got an old soul too. Like, this music is pretty old, okay? for her age. She's 19. Okay, so then I just thought that this day was cute. They were dancing, and then they kind of shared a little kiss and all that good stuff. Okay, Inga says that she's not into Papa. Possibly. I think it's the age thing. I think she might like him, but I really think that the age is the blocker for her, for real. All right. I hope we can talk a little bit about that later on. All right, guys. So Roz, she makes her way to Trig now. And she tells him that Q was working with the feds, okay? Trig tells Roz that her husband finished Q off in front of him. And Roz tells Trig that this makes him an accomplice, okay? Now, she tells him to just keep his mouth shut and, you ain't seen nothing and you don't know nothing, right? And Trig says that I'm tired of lying. And Roz tells him that it's better than the alternative. Now, my thing is, and I mean, Trig is a street dude. I don't want to listen, it's so easy for me to say Trig. I know he's Victor now, but I can't. Trig is easier for me, right? He's a street dude. He already knows he's an accomplice, But for him to say that I'm tired of lying, then what's your plan, bro? Like, what are you gonna do if you're tired of lying? What is the alternative? Like she said, it's better than the alternative, because what's gonna be your choice? You willing to go to jail for this guy? Like, come on now. If that was the case, Trig, Victor, you should have went to the cops immediately. Okay, since you so tired of lying. Anyway, nip it in the bud if that's the case, because other than that, because like the lie, like if you're gonna tell the truth, then now you're a snitch, right? So I'm just confused. I don't understand that statement. I'm tired of lying. So you gonna tell the truth now? You're going to what? I don't know. You gonna testify? Like, what's going on, pal? Whatever. Moving on. Oh, speaking of this chick right here, Roz, like, is she the mayor, guys? I know we were on Moochie's channel a little earlier, and that was a question. Like, who is the freaking mayor now? Okay, who? That's what I want to know. And then she just thinks she's the boss of every freaking body, because she walked in his office and he was standing up and she was like, sit down. Like, who do you think you are? Like, I just need to know. Lady needs to get out of here. And she also has Duda by the cojones. She's like the only one that has Duda like that. Like, come on now. Anywho, let's see what's going on. What else is going on? So this scene right here was kind of cute. This is, Rob and Tiff. They're getting their lessons on organic weed growing. And did I say weed growing? Weed growing, all right? And they find out that they need to have 2 spaces, which means that they need more money. Like, they've only been trying to get the money together for 1 space. But as they're learning stuff, now they see they need 2 spaces and all of that, so that, they could, it's 1 room, I think, to like brush off the seeds and all of this and blah, blah. Like, it's a whole system that this man got going on. Excuse me. Okay. So Cairo tells them that he never told them that the revolution would be cheap. Okay. Now, normally I would probably skip over a scene like this, but I was very intrigued by this scene only because I would like to grow some fruit and vegetables. Not this, guys. I would like to grow some fruits and vegetables. So it's just like when he was talking about the worms in the soil, and he was like, when you see that, like, that means that the soil is good, like, it's fertile, la la la, what I'm saying? It's living. That's what he said, living soil. So I was like, okay, I enjoyed seeing this kind of scene because um I would like to, I don't know, have some type of area where I could just grow my stuff and know what's going on. So I wouldn't mind having some class where somebody taught me how to do gardening and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because listen, I the food shortage, child, the food shortage. I'm one of those people that believe that that is coming, and I want to have my own stuff growing. Okay. Anywho, guys, you're gonna move the heck along because that's a whole nother deep conversation. What's up, Detroit Kings? Okay. So, guys, now Emmett, he comes to the Rock Center with the kids, okay? And he had the nerve to tell Darnell that he should dump the kids on him because Darnell was like, I didn't know you was gonna have the kids, this and that. He was like, I wasn't supposed to. Keisha dumped them on me, right? And so Darnell tells him that a woman cannot dump your own kids on you, right? You need to share that load. So of course, Emmett had to throw it in his dad's face that he doesn't remember him sharing the load with his mama, which is true, right? So Darnell says, I'm sharing it now. All right. And Emmett was like, but I'm grown, you know. And Darnell says, you still need your daddy. Okie dokie. And so that was that, guys. I understand where Emmett is coming from, but I think that Darnell is still right for telling his son what he's telling him. Him and his mother are married. The mama done gave him another chance. He's a changed man. And if he's a changed man, then he's going to be doing different things, which is giving my son good advice instead of, you know, the terrible advice that I used to give him. You know, he used to be basically telling Emmett to be a little player back in the day. You know what I mean? So I think it of course, they need to have some type of therapy probably so that Emmett could let it go. But his father's not wrong. He's not wrong for telling him what the heck he's telling him. Okay. And that's just freaking that. All right. Let me see. Naya says, exactly. When men say they're babysitting their own children, I'm always so confused. I know. It's just freaking ridiculous. Yep. Inga says Darnell has changed. Yes, he has. And so, you know, I thought that Emmett accepted that, you know, but clearly there's still some unresolved issues, you know, that yeah, there's still unresolved issues, whatever. Okay. So now, guys, we get to that moment. Okay. So the kids are taken to a sitter's area. Quincy comes and lets them know that, you know, we have an area where y'all can keep the kids. Okay. Little sitter's area. And Darnell tells Emmett when the kids are gone, he tells Emmett that he has his gun and that he should be careful of the company that he keeps. And, you know, you over here hiding the stuff in the drawer like a dummy and all this stuff. And Emmett tells him that he was the one, that he was looking all over the place for it. And he thought one of the kids had it. So Darnell says, that's why you don't need no freaking gun, because you wouldn't know what to do with it. Okay. And knowing Duda, it probably had some bodies on it. All right. So Emmett tells Darnell that he wants the strap back because it's his. And I was kind of like, really, Emmett, you want it back? Like, I didn't really understand that. Like, we saw him dropping it and flopping and all of the stuff while he was trying to practice with it in the mirror. It was just insane. Like, you don't even know how to hold it. What do you want it for? And then you didn't even put it in a safe place. Like your father said, a dumb A. You didn't even put it in a safe place. Thank God that the kids wasn't there at the time. His kids are big enough to go in a drawer and look around, get stuff like that. All right. Emmett is the youngest one that he has. Little EJ is that's his youngest one. And look how big he is. He could go in anywhere, look through some drawers. The drawer's not locked or nothing like that. Okay. Just a freaking fool. But little Ronnie, he's not big enough yet. But still, like, it was just stupid, guys. Okay. So let's see. So, he wants it back. And Darnell says that he's going to hold on to it. And if Emmett needs it, let him know. Okay. Emmett tells Darnell that he doesn't need his permission. And Darnell says, yeah, well, maybe not, but it's clear that you still need my protection. All right. And I like the fact that Darnell lets it be known, like, you forget I used to run these streets. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I know that you don't need to be keeping this kind of company, because you don't know what you're doing. You're not a gangster. You know what I'm saying? And there are probably bodies on this situation here. Okay. And you over here, look, touching on it, putting it in your drawer, having it around your kids, da, da, da. Like, it's just freaking stupidity going on. You was a dude that was into sneakers, not into guns. So cut it out. Mm-mm-mm. All right, guys, we're gonna get to this men's meeting. Bear with me, because it's a lot to, take on, because the guys was getting deep. So during the men's meeting, Trig tells the men that he wants it to be a safe place for them. Okay. Now Trig starts off and he expresses that he's accomplished something that he really wanted, but he realizes that he picked a thankless job. All right. And he has to learn to be okay with that, but it's hard. Right. Now, Marcus chimes in and he says, I understand that life. Right. And I thought he was going to talk about politics, but instead, when he started talking, he starts to explain that he's dating someone he really likes, but his daughter, she ain't having it because she used to things being all about her and all of this stuff. Right. So I got to figure out how to love them both and this and that and the third. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, that girl does not love you. Why are you over here trying to get all up in it with this girl? Like, why are you trying to go there? She is a freaking user. I can't stand Tiara, guys. Like, I just can't stand her. I'm sorry. Her I don't like when she speaks. I don't like her facial expression. The actress does a really good job of coming off as a slimy chick, and the guys don't see it though. Guys are always so stupid like that. No offense, guys, but y'all be dumb sometimes. Y'all be letting these women get up in your head. They could tell you anything, act or y'all need to sometimes understand that it's an act. But I'm gonna tell you, if you don't know when it's an act, I'm gonna tell you who's gonna know. Another woman. Do y'all hear me? Hold on, let me take this down. Another woman will let you know when your girl is a fraud, or if your girl is a fraud. Okay, guys? Listen, guys. Stop getting wrapped up in these freaking girls who are phony and fake, don't really want you, and they're using you. Stop being a freaking clown. Stop being a freaking, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say simp, guys, just in case you guys are curious, because I don't believe in a simp. I believe you're a simp if you acting like a sucker for a woman who is not that into you. That's what I think a simp is. But if you're simping for a woman who loves you, she going to do everything for you, this and that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Let's reciprocate, please. How about that? Okay? Let's do that. Reciprocation is what I need for being good to you. But when it's a woman who's out to play you, y'all better open your freaking eyes. And if your sister tell you that she ain't no daggone good, or your mother tells you she ain't no good, you better listen. Because we know the game. Just like you feel like you could tell us when a man ain't right. We should be able to listen because y'all know men better than we would, right? Here you go. So this freaking chick Tiara got these men wrapped around her freaking finger, and she ain't even into men like that, probably. We see how she was rendezvousing with Roz. Anyway, I ain't mean to get into Tiara like that, but I had to. She getting on my freaking nerves, okay? Anyway, so it's so funny that he didn't say Tiara's name during this time. I would have been like, oh my gosh. But we got the revelation later on, didn't we, at the dinner? But we're gonna get there. We are going to get there. All right. So now it's Emmett's turn to speak, and he expresses that everybody expects him to be this strong black man, but how could he be what he didn't see? And I was like, that's deep. And it was definitely something that Darnell needed to hear, guys. He needed to hear it. Even though he changed, he did need to hear it, because maybe it could help him think like, okay, well, maybe I can't be as hard on him, but he's not really hard on him in my opinion. But it is still good for Darnell to hear because, bro, you dropped the ball severely, because you can't really come at your son as if he's seen you as an example, because he hasn't. Okay. And that's the same thing with Keisha. Keisha's trying to get him to be someone that he didn't see, which is sad. And sometimes, guys, these are the worst men for us to fall in love with. A man that didn't have a father or a father figure in their lives. They will be no good to us. And y'all know I'm not into the male bashing stuff. I'm not. But I'm going to tell you, they're not the best. They're not the freaking best. They will drop the ball 1,001 times. I mean, it just takes forever to get it together. It's not good. It's a stressful thing for a woman to have a man that didn't have a good example for him. That's the bottom freaking line. It's probably stressful for a man to have a woman who grew up without love. You know what I'm saying? Because she probably ain't gonna really give you none. She may give you some cookies, but she won't really be able to show you the love that you want to get. Because it goes both ways, folks. Parentage is very important. The way you grew up, very important. Okay, so now I told you we're gonna be here for a little minute. All right, so now, like I said, Emmett says that he wishes that people would stop judging him for falling down and just help a ninja get back up again. Okay. Now it's Shad's turn. And honestly, guys, when he went, I don't know why I wanted to cry, because it's just moments like this. When you hear someone like this speak, it's almost like you need to just take the time to thank God for all the stuff that you do have, because there's people like Shad out here who's looking at your life like, man, you're blessed. And then when they hear you complain and they don't even have they don't even have an inch of what you have, it's devastating. It's not devastating, it's depressing for them. And they probably looking at you like, what the heck? You know what I mean? So his moment made me want to cry, guys, right? And so here it goes. So he's saying that it's hard to sit there and listen to them complain because they're living the lives he wishes he had, right? They're starting businesses, running for office, and meantime, he can't even get a freaking job. All right. Now he tells them that he's living with his woman and he's still lusting after this other woman. Good thing he didn't say her name, right? He's lusting after a woman that he can't have. And that's when I was saying, like, imagine if he would have said who it was. That would have been that would have took the whole thing to it would have just robbed the pure moments out of this, right? The stuff that they really needed. So I'm glad that they didn't mess that up. Okay. But anyway, Shad goes on to say that he just wants to be the best man for his woman because he owes her a lot. She really took a chance on him and he doesn't want to let her down. Now, Shad's story was so much more, it resonated more with me because, like I said, he doesn't have much and he's living at home with his woman. She took him in. I mean, I don't really want to say took him in. She asked him to move in with him. And I mean, I feel like she probably shouldn't have, but she really felt for him. She felt for him fast. She thinks he's a good man and stuff like that. It's sad that he cheated on her and he's holding the secret, and he's also still lusting after the chick that don't want him. You know what I'm saying? Use him for his sperm. And I'm not sure if she's pregnant yet. We'll see if that's the case. But guys, yeah. All right. We're gonna see where this goes if this situation happens and this woman has to get her heart broken because she thinks she has a good man who can't really offer her anything, unfortunately. But you know what? I feel sorry for Shad, but at the same time, he did turn down a job at Smokies. Now, if you're really serious about something, then you're going to be serious about it. You really want employment, you're going to do whatever you can. You're going to do whatever you can, get that little money at Smokey's for a little while so that you can contribute something to the household. I don't want to hear those kind of excuses. So on that note, he gets no pass from me, but I'm still very, very sensitive to his story, right? But as Gemma was saying, you gotta crawl before you walk and all that, right? So you do. You have to crawl before you walk. Let me tell you something. Shad is actually better off than a lot of convicts that come out of prison. Why? Because he has friends that own businesses, friends that are city council, like people that have connections that can actually get him a job. So he really needs to kind of come off the pity party a little bit and like grab a hold of your connections. Maybe it's because he has some pride. Maybe it's because he's kind of stuck in the old school situation and he still needs to be, he needs to go through that whole little civilization type of thing. I forgot what they call it when they come out of jail and all that. But anyway, y'all know. So we're going to move on. But I really did love this scene, guys. I really did appreciate what he was saying, but at the same time, he has the resources and he needs to grab a hold of them. That's just that. Okay. But now that he got that big old freaking wad of cash, he could go work at Smokey's, save up that cash, go work at Smokey's for a little while, and then start your little business or your vintage, whatever the heck you're going to do. I don't know. Start when you go to the men's group, start talking about starting a business and stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, where we at? Whew, that was a lot, y'all. Okay. So next, I was glad to see him here. I know a lot of people are feeling like Jamal is probably like he can't be trusted, but it's looking like he's gonna be okay, guys. It's looking like he's serious about trying to change. He kept it real, guys. He says that he knows his sister is disappointed in him and he needs to do better for her, but he needs to do better for himself too. But the streets make it easy for a ninja to slip up. So he had that honesty right there. I'm glad he did. And Shad agrees to that, right? And also Emmett adds that sometimes the streets can slip into your house. And that is very true. But Emmett is a freaking dummy who keeps letting the streets slip into the daggone house, okay? So now Darnell says, like I said, we all need to be careful of the company we keep. He's the Fed. Too fun though. Yeah, I'm hoping that that's not the case, guys. But yeah, it is fishy. It's fishy, yo. It's fishy how he got out. It really is. Fishy cuz. Anyway, so the kids, right? They have a game night at Kevin's house. And what is this chick name? After, the game night is over, Gemma gonna ask Jake if was it me or was Maisha and Kevin acting weird? So Jake confirms that it wasn't just her, that they were acting weird. And so Gemma had the nerve to roll her eyes and she was like, it looked like, when she was looking at her phone, it looked like she said stupid. You know what I mean? I'm just like, why do you care? I was actually waiting for Jake to turn around and say that, like, why you care? Their little shy accent. I was really waiting for him to say that, but I think he's so like into his little clothing line stuff that he's gonna let a lot of stuff go over his head. He's not gonna notice a lot of things, guys, like his woman being unhappy, slipping into the old, just being too nosy about Kevin and Maisha's business and things of that nature. She might try to kiss Kev, honey, the way she tried to kiss him, all up in his freaking what are you all up like what am I trying to say? I'm over here trying to read y'all comments and talk at the same time. Let me focus. Okay, so the same way that she was in the staircase kissing Jake, she gonna try to push up on Kevin probably. Okay, and Maisha probably going to find out and check her. We'll see. I don't know, but I don't think Kevin will be interested. That's the only thing, guys. Okay, now let's get back into them. So Maisha sees that a rapper posted a video wearing one of Jake's shirts, and Jake is excited, but Gemma says that the lyrics are really misogynistic. And Jake was like, well, that's just how guys rap, right? So Gemma says, if that's the case, what are me and Maisha gonna do if that's the kind of music that people like? You know what I mean? If people like that kind of music, what are we gonna do? And so, he was like, I don't know, you gonna have to switch it up or stay broke or whatever, make no money, whatever. So, she did look a little troubled, that she kind of like feigned a smile, like, she's happy for him. But I just kind of felt like, is she a little jealous of him because things are picking up for him and it's not really working out well for her? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And she also helps him out a lot as well, managing his stuff, his money, this, that, and the third. But she ain't getting nothing out of that. You know what I mean? But you don't see her lashing out at him, but she lashes out at Maisha. But she did seem to be a little jealous to me, guys. So we'll see. Now let's move on to the dinner, guys. So Jada and Darnell invite Shad and Deja to dinner, but they don't tell them that Marcus is coming with his lady too. Okay. And of course, this is when Shad finds out that Marcus's new woman is Tiara. Okay. Now, I don't like how Shad was acting, guys. Okay. He seemed like he was trying to be protective of Tiara, especially when Deja asked what Tiara did for a living. Like, do you mind if I ask you what you did for a living? And Shad was like, I mind. It's like, yo, bro, calm down. Y'all had one night together. Like, why are you acting like you have feelings for this girl? One freaking night, a smash and a dash, and now all of a sudden you want to act like this is, like, stop, okay? But I feel like Deja was throwing a lot of shade, and I was just trying to figure out why. Like, what is going on? Why is she throwing so much shade? And I guess it's because she's looking like, oh, last time we saw we was on a double date with Trig. Now you with this dude, like you hopping from one politician to the next, and even though her man is not a politician, she probably thinking, because I told you guys, a woman knows. You see what I said earlier? It goes back to my point. A woman knows another woman's game. And so that's probably why Deja is acting all shady and stuff like that, because she's looking at it like, I don't want a shady chick around my man. Little do she know. A little too late for that, honey. A little too freaking late, guys. All right. But anyway, I like Darnell, how he, they was all kissing and everything at the table. Like, could y'all please stop with the freaking PDA? Like, we don't need it. I mean, I know y'all in somebody's house. We just don't need it. Just stop. Okay. So, but I liked Darnell's black and sexy male maid service situation. That he was trying to, telling Shad that that's his little business proposition he had for him and everything, fixing pipes, not laying them. I thought that was kind of cute. All right. But anyway, guys, let's move on. So wait a minute. Let me just see what you guys are saying real quick. I don't want to just go off of that. So Rashad was in his feelings when he saw Marcus and Tiara together. Yes, I can't wait to get Gemma off my TV either, honey. Deja know that Rashad is attracted to Tiara. Probably so. All right. Now, Bianca tells Duda that she sees that he has some new soldiers, okay? And Duda tells her that he's trying to train them up the right way because he has to pass his throne down to someone, because he's like, it's basically some, I don't know if she kind of referenced like mini-me's around, some mini-me's going on or whatever, but he's like, unfortunately, they're not enough like him. You know what I mean? He talks about how, because she was saying, well, my money is going to go on the quiet one. She was talking about Zay. He was like, Zay is too wet behind the ears. And then, he got to Nuck, and he was saying that Nuck, he is not ruthless enough, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I never really looked at Nuck to be ruthless either. But listen, Duda is just too crazy. We don't need more of them. We really don't need more of them. Okay. Now, he said Nuck is loyal, but he's not ruthless enough. Okay, so he ain't satisfied with all of that. Okay, now then Bakari walks in and he has with him Shad again. Okay, and I was like, Shad, what are you doing? Like, I thought you were done with this, but he didn't disappoint me, guys. All right, so here's what happened. Bakari, stupid behind, brings Shad there so that they could offer Shad money to hold on to the artillery, right? The bag of stuff. Okay. And Shad was like, hell no, I'm not gonna be doing this. I'm gonna stay out of trouble. And he leaves. So Zay says, I can go talk to him. And Bakari's like, nah, I got it. So he left to go catch up with Shad. Okay. And I'm just like, Bakari, leave that man alone. Like all that Shad has done for him as far as reaching out to him, breaking down those walls, seeing that he's a kid that has been in the same, where he's been in that same place. He needed somebody, a big brother, a mentor, somebody to give him the time of day, right? And I just really would love for him not to be trying to repay him with trouble. Don't you want to keep your mentor out of prison? Like, come on, this is insane to me. I don't understand that. It's really annoying. But I just Bakari really got on my nerves, guys, this episode. I'm just gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave it there, okay? Because we gotta get ready to end this live now. Let me see. Now, who is this chicken? Where did she come from? Right, exactly. But clearly she's known, but we don't have no backstory. We don't got nothing going on. And I agree, Inga, it's too many storylines. And when this happens, it's almost like, okay, how are we going to, this is what I mean when I say, how do we predict? Because when you got so many storylines going on, you don't get to tie them all up, finish them. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know, but I'm hearing that there are 16 episodes, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe that's why we have all these storylines, because they are going to tie them all up together at the end. I don't freaking know, y'all. So now we have this situation here. So after Trig tells Rob and Tiff that they can't get a permit to grow weed, not until like 6 months or so, Rob stays behind and asks Trig if he knew of anyone that would want to take his uncle's life. Okay. And Trig says, I don't know. Right. Rob says that you better not be lying to me. And Trig says, I ain't got no reason to lie. Because the first question really was, it was more of, he was saying, I hear that you didn't really like my uncle. You know what I'm saying? And Trig is like, like, he just wasn't really like, he wasn't like confirming or denying it, but he also said he doesn't know what happened. So of course he is lying. He's still sticking to the whole, I don't know what happened stuff. I didn't, don't know nothing, didn't see nothing, things of that nature. So once again, I think I said this earlier in this video was, what's going to happen when he finds out that Trig did know and had something to do with it? My thing is, I don't feel like Rob is somebody to be scared of. If anything, it's Trig. And my thing is, Rob, have you met Trig? You know what I'm saying? Like, you over here talking about something, you better not be lying, nigga. Trig ain't never scared. He ain't never scared. So I don't really understand this whole thing here where we have never seen Rob put in no type of gangster work, but yet he's coming up on a gangster. Like, let's just not forget that. Okay. Like, I don't care if Trig is in city council. Like, let's not forget that this is the guy who we know, like, we know that we may not have been able to see him put in that much work, but they've shown enough of his story and his background that he's something to be feared. Put it like that. Okay. So I just don't really appreciate Rob trying to act like Trig's supposed to be scared of him, because he's not. And then one thing about a gangster, an old gangster, it don't matter. It's always going to be that. Like, you may be, changed and reformed and things of that nature, but if somebody try you, might be bringing it up again. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might not delete you, but the song's gonna come out now. So just be careful with the old gangsters now. The folks with the reformed gangsters, be careful. Okay. Right, but and Trig ain't far. Victor not gangster, but Trig is. We can't forget that. We can't. That's the whole point. You can't forget it. Now, first, let's just talk about this real quick, right? Nuck, he drops off the bag of money to Emmett, and he tells him, "Don't worry, not gonna, you're not gonna hold it long and all of that." Because Emmett is like, "Come on, I can't have this. My girl's gonna find it. Blah blah. Make sure she don't find it." That's what Nuck says, and he leaves. Okay, um, to say what he said during the meeting, sometimes the street finds its way into your home. That's on you, Emmett. That's the choice that you keep on making. Listen, Shad is showing you how to say no. Throughout this episode, Shad is showing us how to freaking say no. Okay? You don't have to be saying yes to do that all the time. Okay? This is a one-time job. That's what Shad said. He came back. He didn't know what the heck he was coming into. Maybe, I think Shad thought that he was just going to have a night to chill with the fellas and, smoke some cigars or whatever, hang out, instead of having to smoke outside in the cold because he can't smoke in the house. And so he's thinking that. And then they pull this on him where they want him to hide the artillery and things of that nature. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm staying out of trouble. No, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard. But because Emmett is a little punk, which Duda knows, by the way, okay, he's taking advantage of it. All right. Now, before we get out of here, let's talk about the church scene, guys. Now, we have Pastor Stanley telling the congregation that if they don't cast that devil out of their city, he will devour them all. So clearly the devil is Duda, right? Duda, the freaking devil. Now, we also saw that Nuck tried to drop off some money to Pastor Stanley earlier, and Pastor Stanley said no. So we have another person saying no, but unfortunately, this might not turn out well for him. Okay. Now, also, guys, as he's preaching, we have almost all of the shy, all of the characters of the shy in the church, and it's just sad because Duda is there as well. Okay, and so he tells, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I'm trying to say what I got. I'm reading Just Me B's. Y'all be distracting me. R.I.P. Papa's dad. All right, let me get into it. Okay, so unfortunately, guys, we hear that Duda, he's saying to Nuck, take care of him. And Nuck says, say less. And this is how the episode goes off, right? But guys, they leave. They both leave the church after that. And it's like, why are y'all here? Y'all here just to hear the sermon, hear that he's talking about you like he's trying to stage a coup. Like, you need to be overthrown, my guy. Like, what the heck? So to me, guys, it sounds like this will be a group effort, okay? Because of the way he's preaching, cast the devil out, this and that and the third. Maybe everybody does not know that he's talking about Duda, but maybe a lot of people do. I don't know, but I think what's going to happen is an innocent person is going to die, and that's when they will all together come. They will all come together and get rid of Duda, okay? Once and for all. All right. I want to see it so bad. I want to see that. Okay. Because I cannot stand this crap anymore. All right. I was telling my members during the video, I was saying that it's so funny that after all these seasons, 5 seasons, we never saw Papa's mother. And all of a sudden now we see her, right? We see Papa's mother. And if, let's say that Nuck decides to do maybe some type of drive-by of the home, and it's the mom who is deleted, like, we're over here thinking it's going to be a character that's going to break our hearts, but it probably will just be the mom, which we're not connected to at all. It would still be sad, but we're not connected to, but that would be the catalyst for taking out Duda. You know what I'm saying? That would be the turning point in the story that would push everyone to get rid of him, right? an innocent person is going to die. Regardless if it's not the mom or not, I definitely believe it's going to be an innocent person, which is why they're probably wearing white in the during the funeral. I kind of, and I also mentioned to my right, Oliver, waste of a character, exactly. But they throw people in there just like they did on Empire. I said this to my members as well, that they like, I don't know if some of you guys watched Empire. I'm sure you did. Remember when they did that whole thing where there was like we saw that there was a lion that was dead. One of the lions was dead. We didn't know who it was, but they went through the backstories and everything, the flashbacks. We went through a whole season of flashbacks trying to figure out who was dead. Is it Cookie? Is it Lucius? Is it this one? Is it that one? I was flipping out trying to figure it out. Come to find out, it wasn't anybody that we were going to care about. Why? Because it was a lion, but it was a lion that we didn't know, because Lucius had a son before Andre, it was just so stupid, but it kept us intrigued. And so I just feel like with this, since we know somebody's gonna die, they're just gonna have us guessing through the whole time until it freaking happens. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't give a daggone. If I want to make a video about another clue, I'm gonna make a video about another clue, just because it's just something to do at this point. Maybe one of them clues a hit. I don't freaking know. Okay. So, anywho, y'all, that's the episode. Okay. That is the freaking episode. Oh, Lord. I had to flip on a woman during church service trying to send a note to my father while he was preaching. Oh, my goodness. Me too, Inga. I hope Papa get darker and he take out Duda after Pastor Stanley death, like Sissy did Teddy over Alton death. Oh, here's another thing. Thank you for saying that, DeMarcus. So here's my thing. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before as well. Hold on, let me tell my son to be quiet. Okay, so the fact that I know I always say this to you guys, okay? And this is not just for this show, it's for any show, in a movie, anything. I've always noticed that when we hear the plans of the characters, we can almost be absolutely positive that those plans are not going to be carried out. Okay, not at all. Thank you, DeMarcus. They're not going to be carried out. So once you hear the plan, that means the plan is going to fail. So I don't think that it's going to be Pastor Stanley that is going to die, because we now know to expect that that's who's going to die. But if it's an innocent person, because they were gunning for Pastor Stanley, it could be probably somebody like Papa or his mama or something like that, right? Because what normally happens is they got to hit us with that little surprise, you know what I'm saying? Where, oh, we saw them trying to carry out the plan, but then we were surprised with something totally different. Okay, so just because we heard them say that, I don't think that's how it's going to go down, guys. All right. And I'm going to leave on that note, folks. I thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are wonderful. Just Me B, DeMarcus Vaughn, Inga, LSW, Renee Hicks. Thank you guys so much. Meek. Oh yeah, I thought about that too, Meek. It's Papa's new girlfriend. I thought about that as well. Renee, Oliver, Spartan, Chanel Roberson, how are you? I'm trying to get a few. Sender one. Trying to get some of y'all that I didn't see. But thank you guys once again. All right, you guys take care and be blessed. And I will see you in the next video. Oh, this week, if you guys join me, I'm sorry, on Sunday, if you normally join me for the Shy, not the Shy, the Wire on Sundays, not coming this Sunday because sending my baby boy off to college. I don't even know how I'm feeling about it. I don't know if I'm going to cry. I don't know what I'm going to do right now, because just taking it one day at a time. I'm going to be up late tonight, guys, because we're throwing him a party for tomorrow. So I'm just going to be so busy. But anyway, I love you guys. All right. I will see you in the next video. Take care and be blessed. Bye-bye. Thank you.